Hey, property management friends. Welcome to This Week in PM. I'm your host, Jeremy Pound from RentScale. We've got some huge announcements coming up today about some great events in the industry. I'm really excited to share with that. I've got some great guests today to tell you all about it. You're going to be the first to hear about it today if you're tuning in. But while we let our friends join us live, and in case you've been missing us live, here's a recent highlight from a past show. I really do believe that we may be in another version of the roaring 20s. This is maybe one of the hottest economies that we've ever seen. I appreciate that it's not equally hot for everybody in every business and everything, but it never is. But overall, I just don't see inflation coming down too fast, too soon. And I don't see rates being cut. This may be the lowest rate that we see for the entire year, maybe 2 years. So as a property manager, as an investment advisor, as a business development manager talking to investors, I think it's important for us to stay up on this. And the Fed wants to keep the rates at a level where if there is a catastrophe and they need to move the economy, they can bring it down. And there's nothing in our economy right now that's showing that there's any reason for them to lower rates. So be sure that you're subscribed to us on YouTube, on LinkedIn, Facebook, or X, so that you can watch these industry episodes live and be the first to hear about what's new and trending. Now, what I want to do before we get into our main guest is I want to share another piece of information that came out this week. So typically we would do a This Week in Social, but This Week in Social is actually a study from a newsletter that I've been recommending to all of my property management friends. It's Resi Club, and it is a fantastic newsletter all about residential property investing, which when you think about it as residential property managers, this is the information that our clients need to know. So they put out a newsletter this week. They had basically done a study, and they went out to 224 of their investors who own short-term or long-term single-family condo or townhome rental properties, exactly the kind of clients that we work with. And they asked them how they were feeling about the industry. And so I'm going to drop a link into the live so you guys can access this. I highly recommend that you guys subscribe to this newsletter. But there are 6 charts that came out of the study that I really wanted to share with you. So number one was, the question was, how housing investors expect single family rents to shift in their core market in the next 12 months. So as you can see here, blue is the overwhelming favorite here. And so most people believe that rents are going to increase from somewhere between 1% to 5%, overwhelming. Some doomsayers out there definitely think it might drop, which I think is a little crazy, 10% to 6%. But as you can see here, the light blue is 1% to 5%. And some people are so bullish that they actually think it might increase by 6 to 10% in their market. So this is what your clients are thinking about with their residential properties. Second, this is how investors describe the US housing market. So you can see here, let's just combine the 2 red areas. So the light red is that most investors think that the residential housing market is somewhat underbuilt. A very considerable percentage, almost 37%, think it's very underbuilt. I am definitely in that category myself personally. Now we're talking about single family residentials, right? The 4 walls and a backyard. We're not talking about multifamily. So you add those 2 up, 54% and 37%. Almost 90% of the 224 respondents believe that the inventory is underbuilt, right? We all know supply and demand. That's what your audience is thinking about. So I thought that was really fascinating. No surprise to me. How likely are investors to say that they are to sell any of their investor properties over the next 12 months? Again, let's add up the blue. 37% in the Midwest is unlikely. As you can see, it goes down from there, 20, 21%. As you guys know, if you're in the Midwest, we still know that that's a very favorably priced market that may be underappreciated compared to the rest of the country. But what's amazing is, the Southeast, over half of the people say that they're very unlikely to sell their property. So I hope you're absorbing this information. This is why I want to bring these stats to you from Resi Club. Share this with your business development manager, share this with your clients, let them know what the sentiment looks like. Another chart, which I thought was great, is how likely are these investors to say that they're ready to buy another investment property over the next 12 months? This is right down the middle, but I would assume that, from the sentiment that I hear when I go to these events and when I talk to our BDMs, I think that most people might just assume nobody's in the market to buy right now or going to buy in the next year. Everybody's kind of waiting for this crash. But as you can see here, somewhere between 40 and 50% of the 200 plus investors that were surveyed said that they were either somewhat unlikely or very unlikely to buy a property the next month. But I think, again, most of us might think it's like 80, 90%. There's still a lot of red on here that would actually be interested in buying another property. So I hope you guys are the source for those people and you're out there talking to them about it. Let's talk about what is on their mind. I think this is a really great concept that we should be talking about. If you guys are hosting webinars, you're hosting events, one of the big things that I know the investors that I talk to are concerned about, and maybe it's on my mind because I live in Florida and this is more prevalent here, is we're all concerned about insurance costs. I know that my insurance costs have gone up dramatically over the last 3 years. So they ask how concerned housing investors are about future home insurance premium hikes. And I think they're pricing this in as they go through the purchase price and they're working on the ROI and the NOI and they're making sure that they're making good investments. This is a big concern for them. It's a big wild card. They don't know how dramatically this is going to go up. If they're buying a property that's cash flowing $100 or $200 a month, that can be entirely wiped out by an insane spike in insurance premiums. So this is what your investors are thinking about. And I think that this is just a great reason why I'm such an advocate for Resi Club and why I'm following this and I'm consuming this information. And these are the kind of conversations we should be having with our clients. So last one is, what our housing investors say that their biggest concern is for SFR investing over the next 10 years. I think they're mostly concerned about sustained housing affordability. If the rent averages continue to climb and the incomes do not stay with that, as we all know, the mathematical formula breaks down. So in the heydays, we might look for 3 times the income to rent ratio. Now maybe we're looking for 2 times the income to rent ratio. If rent continues to rise and incomes do not keep up, we know that that can be a problem. And so that is the overwhelming concern from investors, amongst many other things. So if you're interested, I highly recommend it. It comes out 2 to 3 times a week. It's quite an overwhelming amount of data from Resi Club Analytics. I don't necessarily absorb or read every single one, but then when information like this comes out and it's all available in their archive on the website, I do believe you have to be a subscriber to read the full articles, but it is a ton of information for you to follow. So hope that's useful. Highly recommend you guys following that. Would love to bring on our guests and share with you these exciting events that we have coming up. But first, just a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi there. Did you know that RentScale hosts one of the largest communities of property management sales professionals in North America? Well, my name is Reese Register, and I'm actually a previous BDM and currently a scale coach here at RentScale. We provide over 20 hours monthly of teaching and training and accountability to make sure that our BDMs are supercharging their sales business through inbound, outbound, and allbound. So if you're interested in learning more about supercharging your business, go over to rentscale.com. We'll be glad to schedule a consult and see how we can help you transform your business today.
All right, I'm so excited to share this information with you. I've invited on 2 of my favorite people in the industry who I've collaborated with and done some amazing things in the past. I've got Brynn Erdy from LeadSimple, and I've got Jennifer Merritt from RentScale. Welcome, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
It's getting better now. Really excited to share this information. I'm going to jump right into it, Brynn. So I got a lot of questions, but what have you been working on? Where's your head at? What's going on? What do we want to tell everybody about?
Yeah. So we've been working on this little thing called LeadSimple University. So we had our inaugural event last year in December, and we're running it back by popular demand. We are bringing LSU back for a second annual event in December. So I'm excited to share more information with you here today.
Excellent. And the dates are, it's the first week of December, if I remember correctly, in
Correct.
Austin, Texas, right? It's the 3rd through the 5th?
Yes. So Tuesday through Thursday, December 3rd through the 5th, we'll start midday Tuesday. We'll conclude Thursday afternoon. So we'll have a packed couple of days there with some fun events in between.
And how many speakers are you expecting, and how many attendees are you expecting?
Yes. So last year we sold out at 110 attendees. The plan was to sell 100 tickets. We sold 110, which was awesome. So this year we're up in that number, and we are going to push over 200 attendees this year. We're also going to bring back over 20 speakers again, and panelists. Those folks are going to consist of LeadSimple champions, some consultants, industry leaders. So we'll have a bunch of awesome stage content, some breakouts, workshop time, one-on-one time, you name it, we've got it. We're gearing up for a big event.
It was amazing. I was there. I learned all about the product roadmap for this year. For LeadSimple, I'm gonna ask you more about that. So December 3rd through 5th, you heard it here first. It is about to be released, which is a giant deal in Austin. And while you're in Austin, you might run into Jen. Jen, what are we doing in Austin that same week?
Well, we happen to be doing Sales Mastery that Friday. So we are taking over Austin that week. The property management industry is going to be all over that town. We are running, gosh, Jeremy, what number of Sales Mastery is this? 5, 6? I can't even remember.
7. I think it's 7.
Goodness. So yeah, the event that we have every year is coming back, and it is right after LSU. Last year, it was right before LSU. And we're really excited for everything that both of these events is going to bring.
All right, so I'm gonna stick with you, Jen. This is great. And I'm gonna go back to Brynn. Let's recap last year. So this year is very much cast in the spirit of this very experimental thing that we did last year. So we've been having Sales Mastery for, as you know, for years in Fort Lauderdale. And then Brynn told us what they were doing, and we combined them. It was really exciting. I think we had a lot of fun. There's some fantastic social media posts. So tell us about last year. Like, who came to Sales Mastery last year, and tell us about the event.
Well, obviously you were there, probably the most important guest. No, I'm just kidding. So the entire Rent Scale team is there, which is a lot of fun, but we also brought in people from inside and outside of our community, both owners and BDMs. And we also had some marketing managers attend, which was awesome because we talked a lot about lead generation. So that's who we were focused on, and our target audience was last year.
Fantastic. And so people that want to come to Sales Mastery, what are they interested? What can they expect? What are the kind of, high level, without going into the actual speaker lineup or any topics yet, just give us the elevator pitch for Sales Mastery.
Oh, Jeremy, I don't know if I'm allowed to share this kind of information with you. But yeah, so we are talking this year about the attract, convert, and multiply, and all the different ways that you can do that in your property management company. So a lot of the topics that we'll be talking about is how to build critical thinking skills around all of these areas. We also might be going all in. I haven't decided because it's controversial, so we'll see. I know tech is a big thing. We might be going all in on tech doesn't solve all your problems. Sorry, Brynn, we love you, but we also need people. People and process and tech are the recipe for success. So under that, we're going to talk about how you can finally unlock social media with AI, and building your business with YouTube, and creating a presentation to get new clients, and lead generation ideas. We're going to be talking about digital mastery and PPC. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And are your outbound efforts failing? What is the perspective in the long game? We have so many different things we're covering on Attract. Then we'll be talking about Convert, a lot of influence and persuasion in there, and how to close deals. And then Multiply, we'll be talking a little bit about client onboarding process. So that'll be fun. Client retention, maybe possibly analyzing some deals, the cadence that you should be managing your new clients at, building brand ambassadors within your company. I'm really excited about all the content this year. Jeremy, I don't know how we're going to fit it into just one day.
I was about to say, I'm like, that's one day. I'm exhausted already, but I just bought my ticket.
I know.
That's amazing. So yes, I've been watching behind the scenes. Jen and the team are investing a ton of time to make sure that this event is amazing. I mean, if Jeremy was running this event like before, I would start, somewhere around Thanksgiving week, and I would have it all done by December. But Jen is not letting that happen. We are working 6 months in advance, and I'm watching it happen. It's an amazing amount of content. This is amazing. Great overview, Jen. So Brynn, if I'm already going to come for Sales Mastery, I might as well check out this other sweet event, which has the luxury of being more than one day. So tell us about LeadSimple University and what you got planned in terms of like what people can expect when they come.
Yeah, absolutely. So when they get there on Tuesday, we'll open the doors. It'll be a ton of fun. We'll kick things off with a keynote, and we'll dive right on into, some topics that actually a couple of topics that Jen mentioned. We will be talking about people as well as it relates to process, but there's some other hot topics that we're going to cover, change management, churn. We're also going to get really deep into the weeds as far as process development and building, right? That's what we're doing. We're building processes together as a community. We're learning from one another. We're building confidence in our processes. So we're also going to have a lot of hands-on workshop time, one-on-one time. Wednesday is the full day, the packed day. That's where we're going to put a lot of the process demo and workshop time into that. So yeah, we're building this thing out, and it's going to be packed wall to wall from when you get there Tuesday until we conclude on Thursday.
Amazing. So who should come to LeadSimple University? Who are you designing this for?
Yeah, absolutely. So we open this up to anybody using LeadSimple. Doesn't matter if you are fresh out the gates, 0 to 3 months, if you're somewhere between 6 and 12 months, or even beyond that, over 12 months. We love to have a mix. We learn best from one another that way, but we definitely want those that are using the tool to be there. So in that way, if they have specific questions or curiosities, we can address them right then in there. We also, of course, though, want you to bring your team. It doesn't just have to be one person from the company, from the property management company to be there. It can definitely be your team. We're also going to do a little bit of look ahead at the end of the week there. So we'll be able to look ahead at 2025. What's on the horizon for us? What are some things that we can look forward to rolling out at LeadSimple? So you'll also get that edge. You'll be on the front end of the scoop, if you will.
That's great. So it also occurs to me that we picked Austin for this. We didn't pick Siberia. We're bringing everybody here, and we're all going to get together for a whole week in December. Clearly, we got to be doing some fun stuff as well, right? So walk us through kind of some of the social things. Don't give away too much if you're not ready for it. But I talked to you about it, and I know last year there was a lot of fun in general in the area, and I'll talk about some of the ideas that people can do outside of what are sanctioned events. But what are some of the fun things that you're thinking about creating in Austin?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are building, like I said, we're process builders, right? We're bringing one another together to learn, connect, crush our goals, and also to have fun. So last year, you're right, we did have some fun on the front end with a welcome reception. And we had an awesome ping pong tournament as our social on that Wednesday night. We are thinking outside the box again. I can't reveal yet what that's going to be. Have to keep a little bit of surprise. But we are definitely looking to put something together for you guys where you'll be able to walk away. The winner will be able to walk away with something special.
That's great. Yeah, Austin's an amazing town. If you haven't been, it's known for live music, tons of amazing music opportunities. 7 nights a week, really. You know what I mean? So if you're flying in on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, you can still find it. Obviously, comedy. everybody has been talking about the Comedy Mothership, which is Joe Rogan's club, but it is just one of 7 giant comedy clubs there. There's a huge stand-up comedy scene. And then, of course, I would be remiss not to talk about the barbecue, right? We all know about Terry Black's and all of the great stuff. I know our team is going out just next week, or 2 weeks from now. We're actually having a retreat in Austin. We're taking everybody to Salt Lake. So if you like barbecue, or you like live music, or you like comedy, then fantastic. You're my kind of people. If you don't like any of those things, I don't know. I got nothing. I don't even know what you like. I got nothing to say to you. It sounds like an amazing town, and all of this is happening in addition to the events that we're having. So, Brynn, let's walk through the whole week. So let's just say somebody comes in for LeadSimple University, and then they go to Sales Mastery. Like, what does that week look like? When does your event start? Let's like walk through the actual calendar, and I'll let Jen talk about what we got going on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to open the doors at 11:30 on that Tuesday. So everybody will have about 30 minutes to get through the door, settle in, get ready for a great big week ahead, have maybe another cup of coffee, and just gear up for what's to come, all the fun that's to come. So we'll officially kick off with a welcome at noon on that Tuesday. We'll conclude with enough time for everybody to freshen up before we have a 6 p.m. welcome reception that evening. But, that 4 or 5 hour chunk will be, sprinting on Tuesday to get things rolling. Wednesday, we'll be opening up our doors 30 minutes before showtime once again. We'll kick things off, and that's our full day. So we'll run until 4 or 5 p.m. again that day, and then conclude with enough time for everybody to freshen up before our fun events, our social event that evening. And then Thursday, we'll again open up 30 minutes before, have that cup of coffee, and then we'll leave room at the end like we did last year for some additional workshop one-on-one time, those last minute questions you really want to get answered. And then we'll have a special ceremony. Some people probably saw some pictures from last year. So we'll have our graduation ceremony, which is a ton of fun. So the event will conclude by 3 p.m. You'll be able to go about your way, maybe try some barbecue, hang out with the Rent Scale team before they kick off, Sales Mastery on Friday.
That's great. All right, Jen, what should they do Thursday night, and what should they do on Friday? Walk us through what you got in mind for these people.
Well, I know what I'm going to do Thursday night. It's going to be rest up. However, everyone else should probably go out with the rest of the fun people on my team and anyone from LSU. But Friday morning, you're going to need at least 3 cups of coffee if you're coming from LSU, because Brynn's got an insanely packed schedule. And I know that she always brings so much great content. But an hour of coffee is great. And then we will kick off Sales Mastery on Friday morning. It will be a full jam-packed day. So haven't set the time yet, but it'll start in the morning and end in the evening. We're not even giving until 3 o'clock, Brynn. We're going to be like, hey, you're staying for a while. And then you can go do something fun on Friday evening. Jeremy has the idea of building in something fun, and I'm not that fun. So we'll see what we do. I'm not sure yet, but we might build in some kind of social in between LSU and Sales Mastery starting. And then on Friday night, hey, go out on the town, go have a good time, catch that live music, find that comedian. And I recommend people stay in Austin over the weekend and enjoy such a cool city. Take advantage of your work travel. At least that's what I do.
Yeah, I can't agree more. That's why we have done that. The biggest request we've always gotten at Sales Mastery is like, don't have it in the middle of the week. Have it on Monday or Friday. Let us go to these cool towns. So we've done Nashville, we've done Lauderdale, we've done Salt Lake. People want to come, and hey, it's a write-off. Like, you're coming into town, you're doing your thing. If you're a business owner, if you're not a business owner, it's just an amazing way to get a flight paid for to go to a fantastic town. And that's really what we're trying to do. Because let's just be honest, like, you can get on a Zoom call and you can learn, it's amazing. But when you look back and you think about how memories are solidified and how things become concrete, the experience is just so important. And I think that's what we're going to do. So whether you come out with us Thursday nights before the event on Sales Mastery, that should be fun. Whether you stick around a little bit on Friday and you have some drinks with us and then you go, I would encourage you guys, once you book your ticket, look at your schedules. These comedy shows sell out pretty fast. So if you're going to go on Friday night, book it. If you're going to go to live music, it's everywhere. You can go out. You can have such a great time. There's a ton of, it's going to be warm in Austin in the first week of December. You can go rent a boat. You can go kayaking on, Lady Bird Lake. Reach out to Jordan, who lives in Austin. He's got to have a ton of ideas for you. And there's a ton of other property managers, but it's just a fantastic town. It's a fantastic town. You're going to be coming in, you're going to be learning, you're going to be doing a great job. We want this to be an amazing end of the year, which is hopefully a celebration of a great year and a reset and a refocus for what you're going to do going into 2025. This is why we've always had Sales Mastery at the end of the year. We didn't always do that, but we started to realize hey, we should really be having this at the end of the year so that people are creating a plan for next year. They've got something to look forward to. They're super excited about it. And I think that, you're not going to be able to leave these two events without having amazing momentum and amazing inspiration. You're going to be looking left and right at people who have accomplished goals just like you, or maybe you've accomplished the goals and you're going to be able to look left and be able to show somebody else how to do that. I think that's what this community is all about. I've absolutely adore the property management industry because everybody is so giving. Everybody's trying to help everybody else out. I promise you, I've been in other industries. It's not always like that. And so I think that there's going to be a lot of giving and a lot of spirit of celebration and goal setting that you're going to want to be a part of. So I'm super excited about it. I will tease that two of the people, well, I think all three of the people on this call will be speaking at LSU. But two of the people on my side, Jen and I, will be talking, and we will be releasing some pretty big things that we're working on for 2025, which I'm really excited about. And I'm very grateful for the LeadSimple team to let us show up and do that. We're going to really announce something very big. And I just think it's absolutely amazing. So you got 5 months notice to book your flights, buy your tickets. So we are doing, both of us have history, and we are basically allowing people who have been to our events before, kind of our pre-sale list to sign up. So I will speak for the Renscale team. We've had 7 events or 6 events previously. So we're allowing previous attendees and our clients, especially in Scale Club, to sign up first. We have a special ticket that we're going to be offering, which I'll let Jen actually talk about. That's only going to be available to people who have been before. So Jen, I'm going to let you talk about that. And then Brandon, I'm going to let you talk about how you're releasing tickets.
Yeah, so we'll have a limited number of tickets that we're going to release. And like Jeremy said, it's going to go out to our clients, especially our Scale Club members. We always love seeing our community and bringing them together. So there will be a discounted rate. And I believe that we will be releasing that sometime next week, if not the week after. We're trying to figure out some details. Jeremy, you're on the cutting edge of these things. So Brynn and I are trying to catch up with you and figure out what all the details are. You say I'm the one that's planning, you're out in front of all of this. But yeah, we will be releasing that early bird ticket to our community first, and there will be a limited number of those available.
And there's something special about the opportunity that we're going to offer, right? Involving both events.
Yes. So we're super excited about this. Brynn and I have been wrapping our heads around this, trying to figure out how all of this works, but we are going to offer a joint ticket so that you can come to LSU and Sales Mastery, attend both events, and help us take over Austin that week. And there will be a substantial discount for both tickets when you do package and combine them together. Again, those are going to be limited as well. So our early bird release limited and these combo tickets limited. And hopefully we get some great people who are ready to learn and level up their companies.
Great. So if you've been to a past Sales Mastery event, or you are a client of ours, you're going to get early access to that. Don't worry. I don't think we'll sell out. What Jen did not say is we're doubling the size of Sales Mastery. I know we've kind of sold out of our 70, 80 tickets in the past. This is going to be a much, much bigger event like LeadSimple is doing as well. So that could be really exciting. Brent, you've got your own special early access. What are you guys doing to release tickets before everybody else gets it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a subscriber list, a LeadSimple University subscriber list, those that attended last year, and then some on top of that. So we are going to release to that particular list first dibs. They'll get first right for the LSU tickets this year, and they are going to get a discounted rate as well. If you're not on that list and you want to be, you should be, go to leadsimple.com/LSU. There's just a name and email subscribe at the top. Drop your name and email in there, and you'll be the first to know when we release tickets. And we're releasing tickets very, very, very soon. Jen nodded to it. So I will be sending out an email to those on the subscriber list. Hey, this is coming, gear up, get ready. So then that way everybody is definitely clued in that's on that list. And again, they'll get first dibs, they'll get a discounted rate, and then from there we will open up to the public.
Amazing. Brynn, anything else you want to say about the event before we wrap it up?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot that I could say before we wrap up. I'll happily chat with you about LSU all day long. It's going to be a great event. I am so excited. Last year was unbelievable. It was truly a dream, a pipe dream, to have our very own user summit and bring people together in the community to talk about LeadSimple. And gosh, I learned so much last year from our very first, our inaugural. It was great. It was fabulous. And I totally anticipate that we're going to take that and just turn it up a notch even more so this year. We'll continue to do that. So if you haven't signed up for the wait list, get on there, keep your eye out for tickets. It's going to be just one for the record books yet again. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I'd be more than happy to bend your ear about LeadSimple University.
Well, just sign up. I mean, okay. So, I'm just wondering, like you said, last year was such a success. Who would you say your top rated speakers were last year?
I knew you were going to bring this up publicly. Jeremy, you were one of the very popular speakers last year. We had a lot of great feedback around all of our speakers, all the different types of content. But yes, Jeremy, you were on that list.
Yes, I'm very proud to be one of the top 30 speakers out of the 22 people that spoke.
And you are going to speak again this year, which is great. So back by popular demand, right?
Yes, and we're bringing something new. Big announcement. We believe in this LeadSimple community. We've always considered them a sister company of RentScale, and we've got something amazing that is specifically for LeadSimple users. And I'm really excited to show up. And 6 months from now, we're going to have some insane case studies to share and to talk about, which I think Jen and I are super excited about. So I'm going to wrap it up. But Jen, anything else you want to say about Sales Mastery?
I'm mostly just excited to see Brynn, to be honest with you. But no, I'm excited to see all of my property management friends. I think that we're just all in such a space when we come to events like this of learning and growth, but also this idea of community and making our jobs fun. Property management is not always the most fun job, but it is when we get to come to events like this and see all of the wonderful people we work with. So I hope as many people join us as possible so that I can give you all hugs and then go home and go to bed because I will be exhausted.
Yes, this will be social overwhelm for sure. But it will be amazing, and you will be with your tribe, which is why we're so excited to pair up, because we do feel like the LeadSimple and the RentScale people are tribes. Like we, very much one and the same. If you think about a Venn diagram of what we all do, very much overlaps. So I'm super excited to see you guys. This is the first week of December, which is an amazing time to come to Austin. This is the week after Thanksgiving. You guys will kind of be settling in. I know in the property management space, this is a great time where things slow down and you guys start thinking about 2025. And that's where the spirit of Sales Mastery has always been at the end of the year. And I see that LSU is doing the same thing. What I'm so excited about is seeing the product roadmap from LeadSimple and what they're going to do next year. I was a part of this last year and I watched it and I was blown away. I did not see that coming. I thought we were all there just to learn some techniques and some tactics. And then the developers and the product team got on stage and they showed us about Inbox. I had no idea about Inbox. And, you know, Jordan is one of my besties. You know, we talk all the time. I didn't even know about that until I came to LeadSimple University. We learned about, you know, integration with AI and all this amazing stuff, you know, visualizing the processes. It was amazing. I think back about some of the lead generation techniques that we taught at Sales Mastery and how they are today actually still the viable ways to generate new leads. So I think we're going to do the same thing. I think we're going to run it on a repeat. It's going to be amazing. So it's the first week of December. Come in early, come in on Tuesday, should be December 2nd. LSU starts on the 3rd, or if you're in Texas or you can drive or you can get there early, come in on the 3rd. Maybe your operations team and some of your managers go to LSU, and then maybe you overlap and you bring in, you know, the business owner or a marketing manager or your BDM, and you come to Sales Mastery on Friday. It's a fantastic week. You come back from that, hopefully you guys have a ton to bond over. If you sit down and you think about scheduling out Q1 and you start thinking about, hey, what are we going to do next year? This is going to be an immense amount of information for you guys to absorb and a ton of ideas that you can have that you'll come back and say, hey, let's do that. Stay the weekend, have fun if you can. It will be amazing. But either way, it's really cool. We're going to take my most exciting thing, or my favorite thing about this is we're going to take over the town of Austin. We're going to show up every time you're walking through downtown, you're walking through a crosswalk, you're going to a comedy club, you're watching live music, you're going to look left and you're going to see a property manager, somebody's going to be there. It's going to be really fun. You're going to learn from your peers, which is what we do in this industry. So Jen, Brynn, amazing work. Thank you guys for showing up and sharing what you guys are doing. You heard it here first on This Week in PM.
Thanks so much for having us on.
All right, I'm going to go over some an event calendar because there's, believe it or not, other events other than just LSU and Sales Mastery. But first, just one more word from one of our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Strategic PM, the magazine for property management entrepreneurs and executives. If you go online to strategicpm.com today, you're going to find an entire website full of content written about your industry and by your peers. And it's completely free to sign up. Just go ahead and click on the create a free account right in the upper right-hand corner. When you click on that, not only can you create a digital account, but you can actually add your mailing address and we will send you a free 1-year subscription of the print magazine, which will be showing up in your offices every single quarter. So if you take a look inside the magazine, what you're going to see is that we are focused on growth. We've got 5 pillars of Strategic PM: vision, strategy, culture, marketing, and experience. You're going to be seeing some great high-class content from some of the best thought leaders in the industry talking about the matters that matter the most to your business. So sign up for free today at strategicpm.com and look for the magazine in your office.
All right, guys, that was fun. Love those ladies. So much energy, so much time going into this. Hope you guys appreciate that. A lot of time really goes in from the vendors for your ability to come to these events and learn. But I'm going to wrap up by just going through the event calendar. So first, I'm excited to talk about NARPM Southern States. It's August 27th to the 29th. And it's actually this year in partnership with Florida State. In the past, that's been 2 conferences, so I expect this one to be extra big. Jen and I are actually speaking. We're very excited about that. We've got a great talk. So come to the Panhandle. To later in September, the 18th to the 20th, we actually have the Property Meld Maintenance Summit in Rapid City, South Dakota. So if you have a maintenance manager in your team, or you're looking to make sure that you're building maintenance into a viable business within your company, you're going to want to go to that. So maybe nobody on this call has ever been to Rapid City or even South Dakota. I don't blame you. I certainly haven't. It's still a state that I haven't checked off. But we all know Ray and we know the Property Meld team, and I think it's going to be amazing. And then that brings us to the two events we talked about today. We got the December 3rd to 5th, which is LeadSimple University in Austin, Texas, which should be amazing. And that will be followed up by December 6th, which is that Friday, which is RentScale Sales Mastery in Austin, Texas. I do believe both venues are within walking distance of each other. So you book one hotel, you save the date. We're going to announce the locations and everything very soon. But if you're in downtown Austin, you should be able to go to both events and you should be good. Well, that's it for us this week. Thanks for joining in and learning about the latest tips and trends from the top residential property managers in North America. Please be sure to join us every time so that you don't miss your competitive advantage. We go live every other Thursday. Check out all the latest going on in property management and get details and show notes about today's show and guests and invites to the events. Just head over to strategicpm.com. That's strategicpm.com. If you want to talk to RentScale, please email our BizDev team at biz@rentscale.com, biz@rentscale.com. We'll see you next time to update you on what's happening in property management. And that is what's happening this week in PM.